Hello, welcome to the self-learning platform by Dr. Sushma Singh. Today we are going to start Unit 1, Peace and Conflict Studies, Nature and Scope. Let us first have introduction about the unit. Peace is generally conceived of as equivalent to the absence of manifest violence. In the explanatory phonographic pronouncing dictionary of the English language, peace is defined as a list of synonyms which include respite from war, quiet from suits and disorders, rest from any commotion, freedom from terror, silence, suppressions of thoughts, etc. Most of these are definitions of exclusion, and peace here has been defined by the absence of non peace. Jurgen Detring opines that traditional assumption regards peace as the counterpart of the state of war, and hence peace is defined as absence of war. According to Linus Pauling, the editor-in-chief of World Encyclopedia of Peace, as history progresses, peaks of joys and troughs of pain are experienced by the human beings populating the system. Peace studies are usually concerned more with the avoidance of the latter than with obtaining the former. Peace is thus largely identified as a lack of conflict of any serious kind. More often, the term peacemaking is associated with conflict resolution without the use of violence. Now, let us look at the point peace traditions. The concepts of peace have been rich in content across various religious and philosophical traditions. From the early period of human thinking, there has been a clear understanding that war is neither a natural phenomena nor the irreversible will of gods. A peaceful world belongs to a society where people can work and live together in harmony and friendship, and the domination of one group over another is a major obstacle to peace. In Eastern religions, there is a strong emphasis on links between a spiritual life and action for social justice. The Buddhist traditions emphasizes justice, equality, non-violence, concern for the well-being of others, and compassion among living beings. They also reflect a well-ordered state of mind, inner peace, and harmony within a culture. Tranquility in the inner state of mind and harmonious interpersonal relationship contribute to universal peace. The practice of non-exploitation of nature exists in Native American and African tribal cultures. Peace with the planet represents the need for humans to live in harmony with nature rather than conquer it. The earth constitutes a web in which humans are part, and by destroying living and non living forms of existence on the planet, humans threaten even their own survival. Many Western religious traditions have delivered the message of natural goodwill, unconditional love, wholeness, and individual well being, as well as cessation of hostilities. The passages of the Old Testament of the Bible state that swords shall be beaten into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. In early Christian social utopia, there was a strong emphasis on a community of love. Greek philosophers conceptualized a peaceful world in terms of a lack of civil disturbances. These philosophical traditions are also linked to unity based on the moral substance of humanity in each person and the principle of world citizenship. The vision of a world without war was embraced as the core approach to peace in the Hellenic civilization. In the Roman and medieval periods, peace implied stable relationship among units of society that lead to the control of organized violence. In Enlightenment thinking, violence and conflict seen as the greatest evils in history are ascribed to a disorderly world. Political philosophers such as John Locke in the 17th century and Jean-Jacques Rousseau in the 18th century viewed war as unnecessary and believed that social contracts could prevent violence. Given their focus on individual autonomy and freedom, ideas in anarchist utopias oppose government and legal institutions that impose an artificial order. According to the 19th century Russian thinker Tolstoy and other pacifist anarchists who considered peace as a cherished human value, the state power apparatus is responsible for the organization of both oppression and violence. War can be abolished with the elimination of a political structure attributed to social oppression and exploitation, with their goal to realize powerful changes in improving human conditions. Socialist movement in the 19th and early 20th century stipulated that peace could be obtained in a classless society. The primary causes of human misery are economic inequality and a repressive political system associated with social injustice. Peace has a firm social dimension in which equality and consideration of others' well being are crucial for a harmonious community life. People from different culture and political traditions would be united by the achievement of an equal society. Now, the next point is peace and violence. Though the central core of peace studies includes the study of peace as absence of violence, there has been disagreement as to what constitutes peace and violence. The major debate has been whether to define peace simply as the absence of war, often called negative peace, or whether the concept encompasses both the absence of war and presence of social and economic justice, often called peace, positive peace. Those who argue that peace should be defined narrowly hold that broadening the concept reduces its clarity. Those who favor the broader conception argue that the violent, life threatening characteristic of various forms of systematic repression and underdevelopment approach or exceed that of overt warfare. The two individual researchers most often associated with the poles of this debate are John Galtung of Norway, who is credited with inventing the term positive peace in the mid 1960s, and Kenneth Boulding of United States of America, whose 12 friendly quotes with Galton include this one. In practice, however, there is more consensus than this conceptual sexism would seem to suggest. Few scholars would contest the argument that there is a relationship between the absence of war and the presence of other social values such as justice and freedom. According to Carl Danchuet, a security community is one in which there are dependable expectations of peaceful change for the foreseeable future. Here we want to wind up this lecture. Thank you so much for your attention.